Copyright rules are coming into the news next week, and I'm with Daniel Dalton, MEP. Daniel, these have been published in leaked form. What are your concerns?
Well, there are two concerns. One, the biggest concern is what's so-called link tax. So this affects news aggregators, so Google News and other sites like that, where you'll go onto Google News if you're searching for a news article, and you'll get a list of lots of different news articles. You then click on that link and that takes you to the web page of the newspaper that's done the site. You can then read the article. Now, what this is proposing is to give the news publishers the right to charge Google money to even show the link towards their sites. So what this would mean is effectively that news publications can charge Google for the privilege of sending traffic to their site. I think it's a very, very bad option, because what it will mean ultimately is that you won't have these news aggregator sites, so you won't be able to go on and search for different news articles and then go to the websites.
But doesn't that mean that you're driving money and investment away from companies like Google to local news agencies?
Not at all, because the news agencies then have the choice whether to put that behind a paywall or not. This is just driving the traffic to their website. So for example, you go to the Times website, a lot of articles you can't read because you then need to pay. But Google News have brought the traffic to that website in the first place, and it's an advertising basically, and then they can choose whether to pay or not. Those local news sites that are not charging for access, they're not charging for access anyway. It's free on the web to everyone. So all this is going to do is mean fewer people go to those websites. Those websites run on advertising, and they run on the number of people that go to the website. This is going to have a catastrophic effect on the number of people who go to those websites.
These are based very, very similarly to the Spanish rules. How's it worked in Spain?
Well, it's been a disaster in Spain. Google News has closed down. Lots of smaller news aggregator sites have also closed down. Publishers have seen a drastic reduction in the number of traffic going to their site. Small publishers have gone out of business. It's an absolutely catastrophic system now in Spain, and also in Germany, where the law was also introduced in Germany. It's had the same effect in Germany. Now the Commission is proposing to do it on a Europe-wide basis, which I see no basis in it at all.
Two more very quick questions. Obviously, June the 23rd, the country voted to exit the EU. Why are these copyright rules relevant to Britain?
Well, first of all, we don't know whether we're going to still be in the single market, still be in this element of the single market. So we need to make sure that these rules do not come into force if we are likely to be affected by this. But secondly, even if we're outside of the internal market, the rules created by the European Union, they have an ambition to make them global rules. We will be on the edge of the European Union. We are likely to be very much influenced by these rules. And I suspect globally as well, these rules will start moving in a global sense as well. So if they come in Europe, it's the start of them probably coming into the UK and the rest of the world anyway.
Okay, the Commission is looking to formally publish its proposals probably next week. What would you say to the Commission to do between then and now?
Well, I'd ask them to hold off on it, go back, do a bit more research, really look at what's happened in Spain and in Germany, and really decide whether this is a good idea, not just for consumers but also for diversification of media, allowing people to actually know what is available, what is available on news sites. Because there's one other big element to this. This goes back 20 years. So basically you would theoretically not be able to search for an article on the death of Princess Diana, for example, because this would be copyrighted material, even the link to the article. So I think the Commission really needs to go back, have a think about this, take a bit more time, consult a bit wider with people, and then come back with what I would think would be a more sensible proposal.
Okay, some interesting things to think about. That's Daniel Dalton, Member of the European Parliament for the West Midlands.